or now this gun shop in Montana. A lot of people out there are concerned. Carolyn, good morning. Welcome back.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about this still. It happened just a few days ago, but here's the update, the latest with the situation in Montana. Montana Congressman Matt Rosendale sent a letter to the ATF and to the IRS demanding the answers to 8 specific questions about this raid and the rationale behind it. He gave the agencies until Friday of this week to respond. Here's the letter on your screen. Now, in it, he requests that the ATF and the IRS cease conducting these Soviet-style intimidation raids, his words, and he asked the following questions. What was the purpose for entering the store? What evidence did they have to prompt this visit, and how was that evidence collected? Does the ATF and IRS have plans to conduct more raids in the future? Why was such a large police presence necessary? And perhaps most importantly, Congressman Rosendale wants to know what business the IRS had confiscating all the store's Form 4473s. So let's talk about that. 4473s are the forms that a gun buyer will fill out prior to purchasing a weapon from a gun dealer. They're essentially background forms that contain sensitive personal information. Now, according to Congressman Rosendale, they include no financial information. So what would the IRS want with those forms? Well, local news station KRTV spoke to the owner of the gun shop. He says it's political.
7:30 I came in and they pulled in behind me with 20 heavily armed agents.
Tom Van Hoos says for 2 years his Highwood Creek Outfitters gun shop has been the subject of surveillance by state and federal agencies, including the FBI, OSHA, Homeland Security, State of Montana, and now the IRS. Van Hoos says all he was told is that his business had been reported. He doesn't know by who. He thinks it's part of a nationwide pattern and feels it's political.
I can only assume that because of the style of weapons that we have and the press that's so against them, the current administration seems to be hell-bent on getting those guns out of the hands of average Americans.
Now, Congressman Rosendale posted these photos to his Twitter page after he visited the gun shop and spoke with the owner. He says this is yet another example of the Biden administration weaponizing federal agencies to target and harass hardworking Americans. He said we cannot allow Biden to continue expanding these agencies to infringe on our liberties. This is now the second incident in just a few months where federal agencies have shown up unannounced to well-known gun stores. In March, ATF agents from multiple states went to Adventure Outdoor, one of the largest gun stores in the Southeast, just outside of Atlanta, to audit that dealership. The owner of the store also said he felt targeted. 4 members of Congress from Georgia that day got wind of what was going on. They showed up to confront the ATF inspectors in person. And as you can imagine, these visits are causing a great deal of concern amongst gun owners. It begs the question, is the government seizing these forms and trying to look at the books so they can create a list, a database of gun owners, track these folks within the United States? Are they going to be the next to be individually targeted by our own government? That is the question, guys.